I kind of took the ant inspiration, the forms, and made it into a theme model. So this is just an abstract version of what my vehicle could look like. It's got the front, the middle, and the center section of the vehicle. It's just made out of foam. I carved it all by hand and painted it, and kind of integrated some of the materials that I wanted to put into the vehicle as well. So from there, I kept furthering my ideation, and this is the design that I actually ended up with. This is my 3D model. This is made in a program called Alias, where we build it digitally from a sketch, and then this is milled out by a giant 5-axis mill. So as we received these, we just got it painted, and this is the final version of the model itself. I also found a lot of inspiration in the HTC Diamond cell phone. As you can see from the back, it's really fragmented and has many different facets, and I thought that would be really cool to put into a military vehicle, kind of like the tumbler from Batman. It has a lot of faceted edges, with the idea in mind that those edges could actually deflect different blasts off of the shapes on the faces, and they would actually neutralize themselves. So what I tried to do was apply those same shapes down into the bottom of here. It may be a little bit hard to see, but the same fragmented shapes are down here, with the idea that anything coming up into them would bounce off and deflect. And I also tried to put the same shape into the wheel with the same theory in mind. And now on my board, this is the digital model created from this data. We put it into a program called DeltaGen, and we can apply real-world textures, real-world colors, real-world materials to it. And as you can see by the progression of the cars, this actually flexes as the explosion happens. So as you would be driving and an explosion happen, the middle flexes upward with the rest of the body, and this is the final position to absorb blast that the vehicle would be in. So it's keeping the soldiers safe by not only deflecting blast outward, but actually absorbing blast upward. More of my color palette here. What I wanted to do was have, a color, a sand, a desert version, maybe a green. I got to go green in the military, and then a snow version, because it's always cool to do white vehicles, I think. And I always like the white Hummers driving around in the snow and off-road and stuff. As you can see here, this is my package drawing for the vehicle. We always do a technical drawing that explains the packaging, where the occupants are going to sit. So my front view, you can see it's just pretty traditional as far as passenger seating. This is the side view. I designed the back end, which I'll get into later, to basically be open, kind of like on the back of a garbage truck. You could jump on and hang on, because as most of you probably know, there's sometimes when you have to just get out of a situation, and it doesn't matter if you're in or on top of the vehicle. So the back end, as you can see here, is designed to open, so soldiers could just jump in there and have a little bit of side protection if you need to get out in a hurry. Also, I integrated a door into the rear, so it's covered, so if you have to get out in a hostile situation, you can have a lot of protection getting out. And as you can see, the soldiers could just run in, jump up into the back, and you can take off wherever you need to go. What I always like to do is kind of develop a color palette, kind of, figure, as I was going over earlier, to get the vehicle its theme. So since I'm really into metalworking, what I actually did was I made a set of dog tags, and these are just made out of, these are just made at the metal shop, and I made a logo of an ant because that was my inspiration, and just cut it on the laser in the metal shop and actually painted them as different colors.